Welcome to It's Chrissy Rice, the podcast where no topic is off limits. From wellness and spirituality to relationships, real life, healing, intuition, and all of the beautifully messy moments in between, I'll bring you honest conversations with heart, humor, and curiosity. Whether I'm sharing personal experiences or interviewing inspiring guests, I'll be diving into questions that we're all secretly asking, and you'll find authenticity, insight, and connection here. Pull up a chair, grab your favorite drink, and join the conversation, because nothing is too taboo when it's time to talk. Welcome to episode 3 of The Intuitive Agent. I'm so glad to be here today. I hope you are all having a wonderful day today. On today's episode, we are going to talk about the energy of a home, how homes store energy, how homes expel energy, how to clear a home of the energy in a home. There is so much that happens inside of the walls of a home, whether you've been there for 1 year, 5 years, or 50 years. There's a lot that goes on inside of a home. There are moments of joy, there's laughter, there's sadness, there's grief, there's long conversations, there's so much that happens within a home. And our homes hold energy. Have you ever gone into a building or a room or anything at all and felt maybe what we like to call the elephant in the room? You can cut it with a knife. The air is thick. Maybe somebody just had a fight. It's not good, right? That energy stores itself within the walls of that room. And that energy is felt over timelines. So the things that we do in our home and the things that we experience in our home sometimes stay within the walls of that home. And a home or a building or a room can make a person feel a certain way. So that's why it's really important for me anyway, sort of like an energy hygiene freak, but I love to cleanse things. I love to cleanse new furniture that comes into my house. I like to cleanse the house itself when any transitions happen or bad moods happen or sicknesses happen. It's all about cleansing that energy. And I even do this sometimes in houses I go into. If I'm having an open house, I'll cleanse it. There are multiple ways to cleanse energy because energy is just a vibration, right? So it's a frequency. And we're all vibrating at a different frequency at different times of our lives and our day, pretty much. So we have lower vibrations and we have higher vibrations. We have bad moods and we have good moods. And those all vibrate at a different frequency. Our homes vibrate at a different frequency in all different areas of our house. I've been in some houses where the basement is literally the lowest vibration of the house. Like it is just, there are no vibes down there. Some basements I've been in have been extremely terrifying. And some basements are so uplifting and happy and fun and joyful because they have all of these happy moments and memories that have been stored in those areas of that house. Maybe movie nights, maybe fun playing pool, whatever it is. So when I'm cleansing a house, I will use a plethora of things depending on the situation of cleansing a home. I have used sage. I have used Palo Santo. I have used tuning fork vibrations. I have used sound bowls. I have used just essential oils. I've used scents. I've used so many things to cleanse a home. Really depends on the situation that you're wanting to cleanse the house of. So when it comes to doing an open house or having a listing or doing a showing because the house is really scaring me and I don't really want to go in it, so I'm trying to cleanse the energy of the house. I'm not going to use smoke. I'm not going to use Palo Santo. I'm not going to use sage because that scent lingers. And it's sort of, so this is my sort of like trick in my back pocket for like, nobody knows I did it, but I know it's happening. Like, I know the energy shifted in this house. Tuning forks and sound bowls, but tuning forks are my favorite. So I like to use a 528 hertz tuning fork. I literally have it engraved on the side that says "Trust the Universe." Is a very high frequency pitch. It's a small tuning fork, and it fits in your back pocket. And you can tuning fork the energy of the space that you're in, and no one knows that you did it. So that's sort of my go-to trick when I'm doing and working in other people's homes that I'm not going to smoke out with a Palo Santo or sage stick. In my own home, I don't even use Palo Santo and sage all the time. That's more of like that's a big house cleansing for myself. So the first of the year, I always do that. If I have a house guest and the house guest had some really bad energy and I need to remove it from the home, I will use my strongest of sage and Palo Santo to get rid of it. I have done that. So it's really about opening up your house, opening up the windows, opening up the doors, letting the energy flow through. If you have a stale and stagnant house, nothing can flow. Nothing flows. So just opening up those exterior points in the room and in the house and going from room to room with a high vibration. So getting yourself in that space of high vibration. Listen to some really good music, like rock out to an amazing song that you love and raise your vibration. Get yourself in this like space of, I'm clearing the energy out here. We're getting this clean. It's like that feeling after you've cleaned your entire house and you're like, you can take a deep breath and you're like, everything feels really fresh. That's how an energy clearing feels. So open up your house, crack the windows. If it's cold outside, just crack the windows. We just need that air to come in and out. And use whatever it is that you have and that you want to use. So you can use a tuning fork, you can use sound, you can use chimes, you can use Palo Santo, you can use sage, you can use anything that you want. And just walk around your house with the intention of clearing the energy. You can speak to the energy. You can speak it in your mind. You can speak it out loud. You can just literally have this forceful movement within your body of bringing in your positive energy into the room and expelling the negative energy, expelling the expired energy. Okay, let's clear out. Let's clear out. It's almost the same concept of when someone's sick in a house and they crack the window to let that fresh air in, but all those germs out. It's that same concept. If someone in your house has recently been sick, you can do the exact same thing. So one of the best essential oils that I like to use would be rosemary to cleanse a house. That's more of a light, refreshing scent, more so than a sage or a Palo Santo. Love those two things so very much, but I mostly use those to clear after my Reiki sessions or to clear out an entire house during a new year, really, or very, very stuck and heavy energies that need to be moved on. It's time to move on. The best thing about energy is it moves. We can never completely dissolve energy. It only shapeshifts and transforms into a new frequency or moves on. So the only thing that you can do with energy and frequencies is move them along. And sometimes I have to go into houses and I have to clear out the stagnant energy that hasn't moved for many years in order to welcome in a new buyer, in order to refresh the area and refresh the vibrations so that when buyers come into a home, they don't feel everything of the old owners. Because if your buyers come into a home and feel everything from the old owners, they can't picture themselves there. And that includes furniture. That includes pictures. So if you want to list your house and sell your house, because those are two different things, we want to clear out your energy out of that house and start to make it fresh and clean for these new buyers to come in and to imagine themselves there. And so if they see pictures of you on the wall, they can't imagine themselves there. They imagine you there. So that's one of the tactics of cleansing a house before you're listing it for sale, is remove all personal items as much as you possibly can, because those personal items hold energy, they hold memories, and they hold a visualization, and buyers feel that when they come in to your house. The other ways that you can cleanse a house would be shifting it. So if you move 27 things in your house, that completely shifts the energy of a home or a room. I always say, when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling stagnant, when you're just feeling like life is just not moving anywhere, move 27 things in your home and you will start to see things start to move. Sometimes we need to shift and move things in our own environment to make our external environment start to move for us. It works. I've tried it, tried, true, and tested here. So it's not always about just cleansing it vibrationally, the space. It's also about cleansing what is cluttered, what is closing in on you, what needs to be shifted, what needs to be donated, what needs to be given away inside the home as well. That is energy clearing as well. So when you have that big old pile of stuff that you need to send to Goodwill, because you're like, I just don't need any of this stuff anymore, and you drop it off at Goodwill and you come back, kind of feels like a breath of fresh air. That's energy clearing. You just cleared all of that energy out of that space, and you made room for the new energy to come in. So there's a lot of different ways that you can cleanse energy, because our homes hold it, they transform it, they move it. Anytime something negative happens in a home, I highly recommend doing a house energy clearing as best as you possibly can to shift that energy. Because if those energies stay around and we don't shift them and we don't cleanse them, they start to affect the people living in the home. So one of the things that our amazing animals do for us in our life is they are energy absorbers, actually. So lower vibrations, lower vibes, they tend to hang out at the lower points of the room. So near the floor, about 3 feet up, right? Higher vibrations tend to raise up towards the ceiling. That's where they're stored. So our pets are walking around in that 3-foot section all the time. So as we've had a bad day, we're dropping that energy down into their energy field. And they're picking it up. They're really good at cleansing it, but they do pick it up. And they still need cleansing as well. They need grounding, they need outside time, they need play, they need all the things. But that's why it's good to shift the energy in rooms and homes on a very good daily basis. I try to do it monthly, because if we don't shift that and we don't create a higher vibrational energy in our home, we start to absorb it. Our pets start to absorb it. Our bodies start to absorb it. We start to not be able to sleep at night anymore. We're starting to wake up for no reason. We kind of feel agitated. We can't relax inside the house. The house maybe makes us feel a little anxious. We don't know why. We're just kind of walking around in our own house feeling these things. Well, the fight that you had 2 weeks prior, that energy still exists in those walls. And you're still kind of walking yourself through it. So house hygiene is real. Energy clearing is real. And the only way that I can describe it to people sometimes is walking into a room after someone had a fight. You can literally feel it. That's a very heavy energy. You can also feel when someone brings a puppy home for the first time and everybody's super excited about it, but you want to go over to your friend's house and visit that puppy, and you can feel the higher vibrations there. You can feel the excitement. You can feel the excitement of a puppy and the newness that has birthed there. So those are two different ends of the spectrum on feeling energy. So this episode is all about house hygiene and how we need to do it. Because if we cleanse our houses and we keep our house hygiene nice and beautiful, then our energy hygiene is up to par and we can thrive. Thank you so much for listening today.